Hello everybody, welcome to Acute for October 25th, 2014. I'm Red, and sadly, Jen is a little under the weather for today, and he couldn't be here. But it's also fall break, so it's not like there's many of you around anyway. But just so that we don't feel too lonely without him, we're just gonna put his face right up here. There we go. He'll be there, and he'll be the watchful eye over us through this entire episode. Anywho, so let's get started with our announcements. And here they are. Okay, that might have been a little too fast. So we'll cut it down. I'll go through it a little more clearly with you guys. So what is the real announcements, which technically is an announcement because you kind of already know, is that, hey, guess what? It's fall break. If you didn't realize that, then you're probably a little confused at why your classes are going to be empty on Monday morning. But that being said, because fall break goes until Wednesday. Wednesday is when it's all school starts up again. On Tuesday, technically we don't have a meeting, but we just show up anyway, and we're going to have our Halloween potpourri night, which is also going to have a costume contest within it. And the costume doesn't have to be relative to anime in specific. We call it a cosplay contest as well. Again, it doesn't have to be specific to anything. As long as the costume is good, you have every way of winning the contest, because it's all voted upon on the club, like we do everything. Democracy. And to explain the potpourri night, the way it works is that everybody brings in a set number of anime. The limit is 5, I believe. If anything, you can double check with Skip, but I know the limit. I'm pretty sure the limit is 5. If it'd be any more than that, we'd be getting ridiculous here. But the limit is 5, and you can bring any anime up to that. Generally, try to keep it to 30-minute shows, a 30-minute OVA. Now, because this is not a technical meeting with Anime Club, that means that you can bring something that may not be necessarily put in for club. Bento. Yes. But we want to make sure that you do know that it does not mean you can bring anything with H content. The no Nepo rule is still in effect. So the way potpourri will work is that then all the anime is put up under the pool table. A name is randomly drawn from somebody who's there in attendance, of course. Is randomly drawn from a hat, and then they go up and pick an anime that is not any of the ones that they brought. And then we watch it, we give a reason, we usually will ask the person why they chose it, and yeah, that's about it. And we'll also have some spooky AMVs for Halloween. We also went over conventions, which one of the things that we learned in very quickly as we were warned, which is that ASIN costs a ton. And so because of that, we're less likely to go there as a club. Nothing's going to stop you from going there. But more likely what we're just going to be going to as a club is Anime Milwaukee and KitsuneCon, because not only are they cheaper, but they are closer. One of the things that we went over was involvement, which for me and Jet, it's very important to us, which is why we do this show in the first place, and why I'm making sure that this show is done in my room where you can see all of my animu on the wall, and instead of just kind of skipping a week, because that would be easier. But you know, we feel that we have a very deep attachment to club, and we want all of you to have that same attachment. And with that, we want you all to be able to do all the things that we're required to do as a club, because this is a luxury. What we get to do as a club is a complete luxury, but we have essentially a rent to pay with the school if we want to maintain ourselves as a club. It's not just all, we have a lot of fun in games, but that's not what it is. You know, we get to sit there and watch anime, but in order to do that, we have to do things like volunteer events and going and having these and working into the public events and different CO at night stuff. All this stuff are things that we have to do, and it's up to you guys to be there to support us, and especially in terms of volunteering, making sure that you actually do it and are committed when you say that you're going to do things. But that being said, it is at no point that we're trying to put anybody down for any slight involvement. We just want you guys to become more involved. There's nothing wrong if you have things that you have to do outside of your life. We all do. We're all students too. But that doesn't mean you can't be involved in club. It doesn't mean that you can't do things for the club, and that doesn't mean that you can't help out in any way that you can whenever you do have free time. So please, be a prominent member of club, and help us represent what we want to be, and we want to show everybody on the campus that, hey, anime club is cool. One of the things we went over, or the final thing that we had gone over, at least that we're going to go over in the show, is the public event, which we have, of course, you should know by now, which is the game night. It is confirmed by now for November 14th from 7 to 10 p.m. It's like that's the same time as Anime Club or something. That's weird, crazy, I know. But, as I was going to say, it is a game night. Now, if you wish to have any tournaments, you're going to want to go between me or Nick so that we can figure out, so we get a good number of what the tournaments are, because we don't want to have too many tournaments going on at one time and it becomes unmanageable and prizes can't be dealt, because because we have to go over a lot of this information. It's surprisingly complicated for what you would think it is if you want to have prizes for it. If you just want to be like, hey everybody, let's do this tournament for craps and giggles, then go for it. But if you want to have if you want it to be like an actual part of the public event, then you need to let us know. So that is all the announcements we have for today. So now we're going to have the Alright, so our first news story for today, which is, I know, important to quite a few people in club, including our president, which is the trailer that recently came out, which is for Hatsune Miku Project Diva F2nd, and the trailer that showcased all of the pre-order bonuses, which included Akita Naru, Yowane Haku, which is probably not how you pronounce it, but whatever, and Kasane Teto. You also get Hatsune Miku's Americana module, which is a fairly interesting outfit for, especially because it's all red, white, and blue, and yeah, it's very Americana. Man, the game comes out on November 18th for the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita, because those who only have a PS4 and then a 360 have to live their life in sorrow and Miku-lessness. Boo. But that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you next week. Hopefully Franny will be here, as he has been awaiting giving his watchful gaze over us in this episode in the corner. But until then, I'll see you later. Check out, if you enjoyed watching me talk at you, then I do that on the YouTubes, and you can click that link down here. And if I remember to actually put an annotation there, that is. But otherwise, then you can just type it in like you used to. Olden days. I know. Crazy. But we'll be back next week, and after you guys return from fall break, and we'll go over how awesome things were at Potpourri. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, and just as a brief ending note that I forgot to record earlier when I actually did the whole thing, just as a reminder, this weekend is Nick's Extra Life event, and I wanted to give the distinct note to make sure that you do donate to him if you can, and watch him stream live for 24 hours on Twitch, and then you'll at least be able to watch him, and there'll be both a link to his Twitch page and to his Extra Life account in the description below. And please, if you can, make your donation, and you can leave them, as you make your donation, you can leave them a kind message. You can pay with PayPal if you want, or you can pay just right with a card. It doesn't matter, but do make sure you do give a donation and help him out this weekend to help, donate to the Children's Hospital and actually be able to donate and give care to kids who need it and who, absolutely are deserving of this kind of event, and help him make this a great event. Thanks.